Hi guys, so I just wanted to do a video on flexible dieting and eating out while you're trying to flexible diet, because I know heaps of people get really confused or I don't know, really worried about eating out. So they normally try to stick to this like same diet, this boring diet, instead of trying to actually properly flexible diet and try to eat out and actually enjoy the time eating out and enjoy the food that they're eating and know and have the confidence to still be able to track their food. So for example, a really good way is to kind of break down your ingredients of what you're eating. So obviously if you have weight loss goals, you're not going to be wanting to eat out all the time. If you are, you're not going to achieve your weight loss goals very quickly. It's going to take you a lot longer, alrighty, and you're going to have weeks that you're potentially going to be putting on weight or not losing weight because you're potentially not tracking correctly, and it is going to be difficult tracking while you're out, so it is a bit more of a guesstimate. So if we're doing that all the time, we're guesstimating a lot of our meals every single week, like a fair few times a week, then we're not going to be very successful with our weight loss goals. Alrighty, so for example, I like to use this example because it's a really good one. Say if you were going out for breakfast, I love going out for breakfast, and say like I get the big brekkie. All right, so you get the big brekkie, you break down the ingredients. Okay, so big brekkies usually have 2 slices of bread or toast, okay, and on that toast is usually butter as well. Then there's bacon, there's eggs, there's mushrooms, there's tomato, hash brown, the works, alrighty? So what you're gonna do for your MyFitnessPal, you're gonna break those ingredients down, okay? So first of all, you're gonna put in 2 pieces of toast, whether it's gluten-free, normal, white bread, whatever, put that into your MyFitnessPal. Obviously, you're not gonna be able to weigh these out, so that's totally fine. We're gonna guesstimate, okay? So you're just gonna put in 2 slices of bread. That'll probably have it around like 65 grams usually. And then we're gonna put in 2 eggs, okay? 2 large eggs. And then we're gonna put in about 15 to 20 grams of butter, because let's face it, they don't skimp on the butter when you are out, okay? Depending if you have that on the side. If you don't have it, if it's on the side, don't eat it, don't track it. If you do, and it's on the bread, track it, all right? So far, we've got our pieces of toast, we've got our eggs, we've got our butter. So next thing is bacon. So usually they're serving sizes. So I've done a lot of bodybuilding comps and I've actually gone to the extent of taking my scales out with me. If you're not that brave, that's totally fine. You don't have to. You can guesstimate, but I know, about the serving sizes of what they do. And from tracking for so many years, you actually get a really good way of eyeballing everything as well. So you know around what 50 grams looks like, around about 100 grams looks like, and you get really good at it, all right? So tracking over time gets a lot more easy. So being consistent and actually tracking every single day, it'll be a lot easier for you in time, all right? So bacon, they're usually about 60 to 80 grams, all right? So if you wanted to be safe to track the 80 grams of bacon, make sure you're tracking the full lot of the bacon, okay, with the fat and everything, all right, in your MyFitnessPal. All right, so next up would be your tomato and mushrooms. So tomato, I'd track about 80 grams. If you wanted to be safe, about 100 grams. There's not too many calories in mushrooms and tomato though, okay? So it'd be totally okay to track the 100 grams just to be safe, all right? So 100 grams of tomato, and then same with your mushroom, 100 grams of mushroom, alrighty? Depending the place, they may cook it in butter. So maybe just ask the waiter what the mushrooms are cooked in. If it is butter, then I'd add like an extra 10 grams of butter just to account for your mushrooms, alrighty? And the other thing is hash browns. Hash browns can be found in MyFitnessPal as well, alrighty? So 1 hash brown. And then whenever you go out to restaurants or eat out, they're always going to add oil because they always cook with oil, alrighty? So to be safe, I would add a tablespoon of olive oil as well. Just make sure in your tracking that you're getting through correct things, because there's a lot of things in MyFitnessPal that is incorrect because anybody can add things in there, alrighty? So making sure your tablespoon of olive oil is the correct one, either the green tick, nut tabs, or you can go into Google search a tablespoon of olive oil calories, and it'll come up with your nutrition label on it as well, so you can double check it with MyFitnessPal, alrighty? So that's a really simple example for going out for breakfast. A little bit more complex things, for example, I love going out for Thai food, okay? So same thing, you just break it down, all right? So for example, for Thai food, I love a good curry. I'm vegetarian / vegan, So in ours, what we would have is veggies, okay? And then we'd also have tofu, okay? And then break it down, what does the sauce have in it? So it would have coconut cream and coconut milk, okay? So, and then also obviously with their cooking, they would have oil that they're cooking with as well. So I just break those ingredients down. Because you've been tracking for so long, you'd be knowing to how to eyeball the amount that you're having, all right? So just go off tracking your vegetables, all right? The oil that comes with it, your tofu an approximate amount, and then I would just add a little bit of maybe even 50 mils of coconut milk and 50 mils of coconut cream just to cover your bases, all right? And then obviously you're having rice with it as well, and just guesstimate that if you can. Okay, obviously if you're having spring rolls, things like that, yes, but don't go overboard, but just still track it. You'd be surprised how many calories are in spring rolls and things like that, up to like 200 to 300 calories at least in a little small spring roll. Alrighty. Let me know if this video was really helpful. If you have any questions about tracking, what you want me to cover a little bit more on, and we can go over it together, alrighty? Obviously, if you're eating out all the time, it's gonna make your weight loss goals a lot harder, but at least if you're going out, you know you have a little bit of, leeway with your tracking, and you know how to track, okay? It's not as hard as everyone makes it out to be. It's really, really simple. Just break it down and try to stress less, alrighty? Okay, thanks guys.